Well, hello, everybody. We're doing something a little different. We're outside. Hello, everybody. I'm Chief Meteorologist Andrew Pinero. Everything there looks good. Okay, I think that looks good. It's a little tricky when you only got one screen, but it looks good. So we're gonna go with it. All right. And getting a little dark, so I'll change the camera settings in a bit. But cheers, everybody. Even though the sun has gone down by now, it was a beautiful summery day. Late summer. It was a little cooler, but beautiful. So, Roz Punch for the sun god. Cheers. And also, I will show you here for a little ambiance. There's the setup. And a little campfire. Fire stove, but it's going. I only have one log left, so I don't know how long it'll go. But hello. We'll see how long that goes. How is everybody doing? Delvin, welcome. Raymond, welcome. Let me up the camera settings a little bit here. That might be a little bright for now, but we're going to leave it because it's going to get darker. So how's everybody doing? With the outdoor setup, we are not going to have a long stream tonight. Just a quick little weather discussion, check in, see how everybody's doing. Enjoy a little bit of the outdoors. If you notice, Delvin, your sunset times, it is 7:30 right now. And it's kind of dim. You saw it kind of with the other B camera before. It's too early for sunset. Yes, it's too early for sunset. We are just about a half hour away from 0Z. And this, not too long ago, the level it was at right now was like 8:30. So it feels like we lost an hour of time already. All right, let me get my things all up and running here. I came out this morning and I was like, wow, it's really nice. And then I enjoyed a little time in the afternoon out here in the backyard. And I was like, maybe I should see about a setup here for live stream. Let's say the fire's almost out. I might need to stoke it for a bit, or it might be a slow burn. We shall see. I only have one log left, so when it's out, it's out. No, we're not on Hurricane Erin stuff anymore. Everything's refreshing here. Also, let me know if the camera stream stops, because in the setup, which is why I was a little longer in the waiting time. OBS, which is the streaming software, just straight up crashed. I started recording already. I started streaming to get the prep going, and then, boop, crashed. Today. Oh, it's the 20th anniversary of Katrina. Speaking of that, I might actually I have never done a review of a movie or TV show before. But Raymond, I watched what you said, the National Geographic. It was on Disney Plus. I had it it was a 5-part series of Katrina. There were some things I had no idea about. It was really interesting. Raymond, did you finish watching the whole thing, all 5 episodes of it? Or Delvin, did you even see it? And also, just see. Andrew, be careful with open burns and drought. We're not in a no burn thing, for one. Number 2, it's contained, which is good. And we have the drought monitor. I actually haven't. Did I get to that to refresh? Yes. We're not in the drought. The area I'm in is not even abnormally dry right now. It's weird. It's just cut off near abnormally dry, but not abnormally dry. I'll show you that in a second. I totally forgot. I think it was it the 26th or was it the 25th? I thought it started coming in overnight. Oh, so it was the 26th at 2 a.m. I think the 25th was a Sunday. And then that's when they just issued the mandatory evacuation orders. Was less than 12 hours or 12 hours before the storm actually hit. How about lake effects, showers, and thunderstorms in Buffalo and Rochester? What about it? All right, it was too bright, but now it definitely looks perfect. Cool. So, I think it's just going to show whatever I'm seeing. So you're going to see all the stuff I'm seeing instead of just a particular view. So let's switch this over. All right, so now you should be seeing my OBS, and hopefully this does not crash. All right, so there was a drought monitor that I was talking about. So abnormally dry, and a drought right there. I'm a bit more north in here. So, it's not abnormally dry yet, but if we kind of draw a line to connect these two, then yes, I would be in there. So it's almost dry. Air quality, though, is good. I've been keeping an eye on this. Look at all that green. And when we go a bit more north into Canada, even Canada, with all the fires, you're still getting a lot of spots that have green in there, which is really good. We had big cluster in the northeast of good air quality. All right, so this was from tonight, 8:08. Wednesday, August 20th. Nope, that is not updated. There we go. August 26th at 7:33. No watches warnings there. Nothing to speak of there. Nothing to speak of there. Beach hazard statement. Oh, a little bit more up there. That's getting near where you're talking about. Special marine warning. Let's pull up some radar and take a peek in here. Right up in there. Oh, these look like some small but intense little cells in there. I don't see any rotation icons in there. It looks like it's just thunderstorms. No rotation. But intense. And that also looks like the SPC has put a little box around there. Some thunderstorm activity. And then this looks like the special marine warning. Yep. Lake Ontario. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing water spouts. Oh. Interesting. I was just saying, I didn't see any shear. Water spouts can easily overturn boats and create locally hazardous areas. Oh, yes, they can. It's just a tornado over the water. So let's look at some shear. Switching over to some velocity. That looks more like radar. I don't really see anything. Maybe a little bit there. Yeah, there might be a little bit of shear right in there. And that lightning strike just popped up. What other one? We're going to try and triangulate here. Maybe, again, a little bit in there. If we're using a triangulation kind of method. Yeah, there's something going on right there. If we're just triangulating between these three radar stations. Interesting, interesting. Around 6:30. Okay, so that must have been there for a little bit. Did you see my video stream in the back, in the bottom? Hang on. Wow, I just had to refresh the stream, and there it is. Slightly off center, but that's okay. Okay. Microsoft black screen of death. Interesting. Okay, now let me switch over. Now you should be able to see my screen. And here's where I was talking about where I found there. Special marine warning, like we were talking about. And then on radar scope. There we go. So that was what I was looking at right here. And I am on Buffalo's radar right now. Switch over to velocity. So ignoring this artifacting right there, there's a little something going on there. And now when I zoom out, I'll switch over to right here, King City, the Canadian radar. A little something happening right around there. And then now we're going to switch over to here, which is the Montague. And again, little bit of some directional shear, it looks like. Not necessary. Sorry, not directional. Speed shear. So a little something's possible in here. And then switching back to velocity. Sorry, reflectivity. Wow. Yeah, a little something in there where we could be seeing some water spouts. Let's put this in motion. Oh, wow. It just appeared out of nowhere. Interesting. Go to Buffalo. Yeah, it's really just like appearing out of nowhere over the ocean. Not the ocean. the lake. Or you should have been able to see that. Yes, lake, not ocean. A body of water. They're still going with a little slow burn. I'm gonna leave. Let me see. Can it work this way? Nope, it won't. Actually, I kind of will. Let's see. I'm gonna go stoke the fire, and I'll leave this with you. All right, we are back now. Ooh, hello. I gotta just turn down something a little bit. All right, and I'm back. And switch back. All right. Made things a little brighter. Stoked the fire a bit. I do have a hair light. Oh, let me see. I'm watching the replay of myself stoking the fire. Kind of working. Nope. Why is it not working? There we go. Now I can see that. Actually, that angle worked pretty well. Cool. All right. Let's switch back on over. Brief interruption for a blood sugar recording. Okay. All right, that actually looks pretty good. And we'll switch on over and go back here. All right. Movie. There we go. That's what we were seeing there. Out into the Atlantic, there is Fernand. I don't know 100% of the pronunciation. I didn't actually see the pronouncer for this one. My insulin pump did not accept the calibration. And I believe this would be it from... Where are you? National Hurricane Center. See, that's it. There's nothing here, so the tropics are quieting down a little bit. And when we jump on over... Okay, this wasn't refreshed. To today's run, we see high pressure in place here. Actually, let me go to here. The latest. And this was as of August 1st. Nope, we don't want that. And this is now August 26th, 22Z. And we are at just about 24Z. A couple hours ago, so still fine. High pressure right there. That's showing 1026 millibar. Big Doma high pressure. Acting like the shield, keeping a lot of things at bay. So, we're going to have a pretty calm week ahead, is what my guess would be. Just from looking at that giant high pressure over the eastern half of the U.S. Or really the eastern half, because it's still going into Canada. The eastern half of North America. Let's jump on over here. Looking through the GFS on Tropical Tidbits. High stays in until about here. So that's Friday. So this week actually looks really good. That shows a little lake effect shower action on the GFS from that same Lake Ontario spot. But the next real system, I would say, is right here. That is overnight Thursday into Friday. And then going through Monday and into Tuesday. We're not going to take a look too much into that. But look at what the GFS is trying to spin up right here. Now, is this a tropical system? Or is it a nor'easter? My professional opinion is a nor'easter. Because look, high pressure. So we have the clockwise rotation in the northern hemisphere. And it's following right down here. It's coming from the west, spinning up. So this would be a nor'easter. And if we're getting a nor'easter in September, who's to say that's not an early indicator of the winter ahead? The GFS spinning up ghost systems is right. Are you sure there's no studies out there on that? Because I actually, I got a lot of progress done with my study, which was all about the using Puerto Rico kind of like a checkpoint to see if the storm's going to go out to sea follow the East Coast or go into the Gulf of Mexico. Because essentially, where that'll kind of show where the high pressure is for the subtropical high. And my analogy is pinball. The hurricane, or the tropical system is the pinball itself, and the high pressure is a paddle. And then on the other side, coming from the mainland U.S., is another paddle. So you got these paddles that are hitting the pinball. I got a funny analogy coming out for that. So, stay tuned. Also, how am I looking here? Ooh, this looks very interesting, a little romantic. But yeah, so Ghost System spinning up there. Let's jump over to the Euro and see if it's spinning up also that. But let's see, going through Tuesday. That's spinning up a little extra something, a little bit more than normal, I would say. Or more than GFS with the lake effect stuff. But overall, not too bad. Wednesday looks pretty good. Nope. It did, and then it just blossomed out of nowhere. Already 1 day out, one day into the forecast, the GFS and Euro are very different. But then the high kicks in a little more. And no rain until, looks like Friday. So again, overnight Thursday into Friday. So they're in agreement for that at least. Saturday looks good. Sunday looks good. More high pressure. And then, oh, look at that. Spins up something else. And yes, this is also a nor'easter. Look at that. Starting over here. Not coming from the tropics. It organizes kind of where a hurricane would organize. And then becomes a nor'easter. Ooh. Outdoors, the train's much louder. So that is most interesting. Okay. Let me stoke this fire and get a little more light on the other side. Hello. Let me get this up and ready here. It stays like that. Oh, what? Oh, I hit a pause button. Okay. Now let's stoke a fire again. I'm just adjusting my hair light in a second. All right. Well, this is very much an interesting shot. Now this looks very evening romantic. I would say, Raymond, that there is an increase in tornadoes in the Northeast. But my point of reference is over the decade. The number one system I do remember, which actually I was live, not down here, I was up on my balcony. It was 2018, May. I think it was, May 2018. There was quite a tornado outbreak in the Northeast, and I was tracking them. All right. Yep. I think 2023 was another interesting one. Because the other thing that was a question mark is that was kind of the year that things were just starting to get back to normal after COVID. That's where we were wondering, or at least I was wondering, are there some interesting effects with now that everybody's going back, the atmosphere is trying to readjust again? Is it doing something? Also, when I was doing some of my hurricane research for this pinball analogy stuff, I did notice when I was also looking up Category 5 hurricanes, like Hurricane Erin was a Category 5 hurricane. When was the earliest Category 5 hurricane? Erin was not the earliest. I think it was July. Yep. And that, I forgot what year that was. I have the list somewhere. But 2020 and 2021 did not have any Category 5 hurricanes. The 5 years before, so I think it was 2015, 2016, 2017, 18, and 19, all had at least one Category 5 hurricane. 2020 did not. 2021 did not. 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025 all had Category 5 hurricanes. It was just the year of lockdown and the kind of year after extended lockdown, or just perceived lockdown in 2021 at least. So that was very interesting. All right, let me bring this back up here. All right, so the euro is definitely spinning up something here. Let's refresh the icon to be not Hurricane Erin. And let's see what's going on here. All right, so this really doesn't have anything besides that little bit of lake effect in Wednesday. And then this spins back in. Again, that's like 6Z Friday, so overnight Thursday into Friday. And then nothing out. And then, it's still spinning up the system. This nor'easter coming over the Gulf of Mexico states. It spins it up, heads out into the Atlantic. Looks like it fuels up from the warm waters in the in the Atlantic. And then it ends about there, which is the end of the forecast model. But it's still interesting that it's there. It's not following the same track. This one's out to sea versus the others were coming right into the New York City area there. This one's out to sea, but at least it was still kind of following the same trend, which was very interesting. NAM is not going to go that far out, but let's just take a quick peek on there. So Wednesday, besides a little bit of lake effect there, looks pretty good. High pressure still in place. That spins up, so we get some showers overnight Thursday into the first part of the day on Friday. Looks very similar, and that's the end of the model. So, not much happening. This is a very calm week. Stars are almost out here. I do want to stay kind of out for the stars. No, just a couple of airplanes. That's about it. No stars just yet. Just yet. We'll see. But, at least for the forecast, it doesn't look too bad. Ooh, that is really dark now. Let me, readjust some camera stuff and restoke that fire. Although this looks like very cinematic lighting right now. There we go. So, in cinema, this is actually a lighting technique I'm doing right now, and I thought it was going to work out, and it is. This is called split lighting. Draw a line right down the middle of my face, and one side is in complete shadow, one side's in light. A perfect example of this is in Return of the Jedi, Star Wars episode, was it 6? Return of the Jedi. When Luke Skywalker is facing off against Darth Vader, his father, in the black suit, there is a shot where his lighting is like this. Not as warm. I made my lighting a little warmer. His isn't as warm. It's more neutral. But it's split, and that's supposed to be symbolic of internally within the character, there is darkness and there is light. There is that balance of the Force. So, let me see if I can brighten this up a little bit. Get this back up here. Fire still going. Actually, the phone's handling this very well. All right, I am back. Yeah, the phone is not getting very noisy. I'm very impressed. I can't say what phone it is. That would be illegal. But this shot right now looks really good. You got on this side a little warmness of the fire. Let me get back in focus. There we go. Little light from my spotlight over there. I would say the log's about 3/4 done. So they weren't pushing tornadoes that day. Just Raymond reading your comment. May 31st, 1998. Oh, no. How did it not last this long? And my laptop just hit 10% battery. I was literally at 100% when we started this. All right, we'll try and push it for 12 more minutes to get to 1 hour. I could have sworn the camera battery was going to go before my laptop. My laptop is 5 years old. I think it's 5. Yeah, 5 years old. I mean, the battery's not going to be lasting forever. Batteries are considered consumable components. Laptop battery life is still very bad. I tend to find hardly lasts any time at all. It's true. However, I'm kind of getting into a bit of a gray area here, but I will say there is a battery metric that shows battery health. So out of 100% battery health, when you buy it brand new, actually this is not any particular brand. All brands of lithium-ion batteries do this. So you start at 100% health, and then as the battery ages, full discharge cycles. This is just chemistry of the way lithium-ion works. A full discharge isn't like if you drain it to 50 and then charge it up to 100. If you do that a second time, so 2 100 to 50s, 100 to 50s will count as one recharge cycle. Because one recharge cycle is going down to 0 up to 100. And whatever the percentages that add up to that, if you get down to 20, charge it up to 80. Then you get down to 80, charge it up to 100. That would be a full recharge cycle. So there's a limited number of recharge cycles that happen in lithium-ion batteries. So that degrades over time. So my computer right now is saying my maximum capacity is 86%. A failed battery is below 80%. So I'm almost at a failed battery, but this is 5 years now. So I've had the computer 5 years, and that's kind of where I'm seeing, oh, wow, this graph is showing just a straight drop in battery performance. Ooh, we are at 5%. I am not going to make it. At least the setup looks cool. So, unfortunately, I did not expect that. I should have brought my EcoFlow out. I didn't. Wait, I might be able to save it. No, that's too much work. Okay. Next time we do this, I will try and have it last longer than an hour. I don't believe it will last a full hour. But we're going to call the stream right here. What time is it? It was just after 8. I was planning on going till 9, but we're right at 24. I got one of these automatic type watches, mechanical automatic, that have a GMT complication. So I have GMT time set to Zulu time. So I can glance at my watch and see Zulu time and my local time zone at the same time. That was so cool for just mechanical gears. That's so fascinating. So we're at 24Z and just after 8 p.m. and 4%. All right, so we're going to call it here. I do apologize for having a shorter stream tonight, but I think this setup worked well, minus the battery situation. That will be, if that was the only issue, that's going to be addressed very shortly.